Welcome back. So let's head right into the dailies. What are they saying this morning? Let's begin with the Vanguard. But before that, let's introduce our guest analyst today, Mr. Ifetayo Adeni, MD Debris Magazine and Public Affairs Analyst. Megastar Magazine. All right. Let's begin with, okay, I'm spot for choice this morning, and the front pages are quite compelling. Let's look at This Day newspaper. Where's This Day newspaper? Okay. As we wait for news, this Nigeria newspaper is prepared already. There's dispute over alleged abduction of 163 in Kaduna churches. And police council insists no attack occurred, demand victims list, and the Christian Association of Nigeria maintains calm. Now, Mr. Adeniyi, I don't know how you're weighing into this, but how can there be confusion over whether or not 163 persons are missing? The police came out to say yesterday that no, there's no event to that effect.
No, for me, it's not a matter of number, whether one person or two people, whatever it is, it may be. And you cannot feel the pain like someone who is wearing the shoe. And they came out to say that so number had been kidnapped. I'm sure the next thing for the police to do is to investigate and to say, okay, when do they take place? Who are the family? Give us the name. I understand you're asking for some number. Like they said in some paper report that some section, because it was like a double attack or simultaneous attack that were carried out. So we are still talking about insecurity, especially in the place of worship. And if I must advise Christian Association of Nigeria or whoever had some of these religious body, that it is high time you do what we call bring your infrastructure, or build your infrastructure, BYI. You know, if government, they have been paying lip service to state police, and for those who can afford the service of not just the police, the Nigerian Civil Corps, if they can come around, to protect them, and if they can put some of their personnel, to be trained, when it comes to security issue and all of that. And talking about surveillance, CCTV cameras and all of that. So that, and also I was talking to a security expert who said that even patrolling alone can reduce crime can reduce crime in whatever form, to about 30%. Those are the things I think they should do, because it seems government are helpless. It's not about debating the number, it's about protecting lives and property.
Absolutely.
Well, you still see the CAN chairperson in Kaduna, local government area, speaking to the press, particularly on telephone now, saying that while 172 were initially abducted, 9 escaped shortly after the attack. And he said that the attack occurred while members were in the middle of the service, that the bandits arrived in large numbers, blocked the church entrance, and forced the congregation into the bush. But the police is saying otherwise. In fact, they vehemently disagree, and that is the issue right now, because for the Christian Association of Nigeria, they say, well, an attack happened, but the police, the security forces are saying the attack did not happen, or the abduction did not happen. But what you find now, Mr. Ifetayo, is that all over foreign media, the attack is a thing, or the abduction is a thing. Yes, the number varies. For some, it's 160 and all of that. But that is the story out there. So clearly, more needs to be done to unravel this understanding that Kaduna has been under attack in previous times, but it's experienced relative peace in recent times. But let's see how other dailies are reporting this. Perhaps we may get more angles to this. And Vanguard newspaper has the same story on the front page. Which we'll get to anyway. But let's take a look at New Telegraph. It says more than 160 worshippers kidnapped in twin Kaduna attacks. That's according to report. And you see the PDP telling the president to prioritize security and not propaganda. You're financing terrorism by appeasing terrorists, Adeyanju tells government. So we've had state government, Katsina, doing a swap deal of sorts, releasing bandits. You've had the government also spending on lobbying with the United States to say, oh, we're doing well, we're protecting Christians. But what a lot of people have said is that if you have the evidence, if you're doing the real work, You don't need to try to impress people or try to show the workings in that sense. So that's another big story on the front page. But you see, news of mutiny, false alarm, Army says, as troops deny all thieves 53 million naira in proceeds in 2 weeks. So the big stories on the front page concern security. So I wonder, is there any other angle you're looking?
I think it has become profitable to some agents or individual or people who are sabotaging the whole process, because they know that, for example, in the case of Kaduna state government, because they know that they will always want to, whether it's sort of a swap deal, let's release fund and all of that, you know, paying ransom, and you are not coming out and doing your job. Nobody has been arrested, nobody has been tried, and I'm sure somebody is talking to these people, someone received the money, and those are the things that we should be talking about. Also, the case of meeting into a false alarm, where it's just that our defense, they are giving us reassurance, you know, democracy, government of the people, for the people and by the people, that it is your choice. So we are not nothing of such, and I think they should keep it that way, do their job, and government also shouldn't make some decision that just some of our neighbor who are saying that topping the government, we are not praying for that, so that you won't have freedom of expression, you know, freedom of association or to express yourself. But it is a good one, and the military, let's give it to them. They've been living up to the billing in the recent time, and they should keep on protecting, you know, our border.
Interesting. You know, the hope is that this is not true. That is the hope.
Yep.
But we know how these things play out sometimes. Initial denials and counter narrative, then you eventually find out that maybe it's true. But we're still following up. Some of us are still asking questions about, because the people who raise their alarm are still doubling down on this. So we'll get to find out maybe at the end of the day whether or not these attacks really happen. But what is available out there is over, some are saying 163, some are saying 170, and multiple churches attacked in Kajuru, which has been a subject. That place has been hostile environment for a long time, but since this administration came, there has been, I mean, under Obasani, there's been some improvement. But are we returning to the dark days? That's another question altogether. I think let's go to the Vanguard and find out what the Vanguard is reporting. Still the same thing, so we'll leave it. And PDP has reacted. The People's Democratic Party has reacted as well, which is what was captured in New Telegraph. Let's go just below that picture in front of the Vanguard newspaper. You see the story around politics. Kano, Governor Yusuf meets Tinubu, defects to APC today. Government keeps mum after meeting at Aso Villa. So one of the most controversial, if you will, defection has to be the Kano state governor, because a lot of people do not see this coming. You know, these are some governors that you wonder, where are they really defecting? This is your home zone, no matter what. I have heard members of the APC themselves say, when some of their own, some PDP governors defected, say, look, on a good day, that state will be won square and clear by the PDP. So, but they are happy to open their arms. That is, if the allegation about being paid to defect and coercion is not true, because there's that debate as well, that the government is paying big money for them to defect. They say, oh, it's beer parlor talk. But we'll get to find out eventually what happened. We'll just put it out there, and then we'll get to know what happened. But Abba Yusuf's defection is causing a lot of controversy in Kano. What do you make of it? Well, let's call it
planned defection. Yes, yes.
It's planned defection. I think that's the appropriate word.
Yeah, for me, you know, some of our politicians, it's just an issue of ideology, and I'm not sure there's any crisis in is it NPP or NPP? NNPP that brought him into the power. But you know, politics is a game of a personal interest. Is my interest being protected and all of that? And of course, I won't say call it the godfather or the let me use the word, the national leader of NNPP. If he says, oh, I'm having someone to come and take over from you, and demands he wants to sit in the power. But just as the day unfold, we are going to hear what transpire. You know, just sometimes some states, you and I know, just like Delta State, that we felt that, oh, this is a core PDP states,
Delta,
you know,
Akwa
Combrain, Akwa Ibom, and suddenly, so anything can happen when it comes to Nigerian politicians, as long as their individual interest is protected and not just about the people they govern. So it's not a surprise for me, because if you can see it happen in Delta, if you can see it happen in Akwa Ibom, so Kano is just an in-waiting cross-carpeting, like the new word that the dictionary added to their this year. One of the word cross-carpeting from Nigeria.
You know, one of the questions I want to ask you, because I am personally just wondering, I look at a lot of, so in the Northwest, for instance, literally all of the governors in the 7 states of the Northwest, all are new governors, literally all. I don't think there's any, all are first-time governors. I think the Northeast still has people that are a mix of that. The North Central, a lot of them are also first-time, not all. The South as well. But it feels like political mental stamina. The last time we had some strong political mental stamina was the class of '99, who faced Obasanjo squarely. Partly the Amechi group also faced Jonathan squarely. But this set is like a little back. Boom, 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 boom. With the greatest respect, by the way. What do you make of that?
It just comes to the ideology. You know, I want to stand, this is what I believe. Whether rain comes, sunshine, I want to stick to my guns. Just like we see what happened in Osun State. Adeleke, maybe after the talk, people felt that it's going to APC, and before you know, he chooses his own path. I want to see more of that, but just like you said, a little back, and who knows, but politics is just a game of number, is a game of personal interest, and it's not about what they are going to offer the people that, or the state. You know, it's just I just want to be there. I want to make sure you can do one term and make an impact. Yoruba, they says that a king that reigns and people rejoices and people rejoice, they will never forget him. And the one that reigns and it's all about difficulties, pain, and all of that, you will not be forgotten. We are still talking about the impact of the like of Jakonde in Lagos State, the impact of Azikiwe and all of that. So they can still do one term and make an impact. And if people decide they want you, if your godfather said he doesn't want you, you can go to another part. But a little back and you change, it's not good. It's not a good ideology as a politician.
Well, there's no better way to put it. But before we let you go, perhaps we return to Vanguard newspaper momentarily to look at one of the high points of, you know, the start of the program, and that's the accident on, you know, Apapa Bridge, the Liverpool portion of the bridge, where there's a tanker, you know, that had an accident, and, you know, the tanker burst open and the products began to leak, and it was ample opportunity yet again for Nigerians to begin scooping fuel. And this is despite all of the advocacy, you know, that has gone through television and other platforms on the dangers of this. What do you make of this, Mr. Adini?
Well, first and foremost, I think government is not doing enough when it comes to being proactive. I'm sure this will not be the last time this kind of a thing will happen. So what do we do? What is the next 3 minutes when we hear such incident? Who are the security personnel or emergency that will first of all come around to secure the area of the incident or the accident, you know? And if you can see, people are just having their few days and, you know, scooping fuel. Just one bang and the whole place will be in chaos, or if I may borrow the word of Jeffrey, that everybody will be barbecued. You know, we are not waiting for such a thing to happen. I think government can do better. Okay, what can we learn from this? How can we make sure we are proactive in case of any occurrence in the future? Who are the police that will come in? National Emergency Agency, when should they come in? Who should we bring in another truck to offload or whatever that is remaining? How can we condole of people? Those are the things. This thing, you know, it has been happening. This is not the first time, second time. So government still need to, you know, come to the drawing board. What can we do? Should this thing happen tomorrow? Should it happen next week? So that, because just one mistake and the whole place will be aflame. Government can do better.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's work for another aspect of work for emergency management agencies. So must anchor at this point, and thank you very much, Mr. Ifetai Adeni, guest analyst, public affairs analyst, and MD Mega Star Magazine. Thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here.
So we'll take a moment now. When we return, we'll begin the very first leg of our conversation. What is happening to payment for indigenous contractors? We'll get answers in just a moment. Stay with us.